Is the Kirtan over?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Mugam Karodi Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyameshwaram Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Devata Swami Niti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayine Gaurakata Damadaya Nagaragramatarine Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome to this session on Bhagavad Gita, 7.7th chapter we are dealing with, starting with Bhakti Yoga. And we already started by seeing that how Krishna is ending the 6th chapter by saying that of all the yogis, the topmost yogi is Bhakti Yogi. Means who is thinking of Krishna, who is worshipping Krishna, bhajate yomam, sraddhavan, sraddha, it means faith. And bhajato, Prabhupada explained the word bhajana. This bhaja is bhakti. So Krishna is telling that such bhakti yogi is the topmost, is the ending the Dhyana Yoga chapter with this. And then when further he continues to speak about the various energy, the external energy, internal energy, external energy and marginal energy, and about himself, how he is Supreme Lord. Now he is going to talk about this. We will be seeing how the everything is tied in. Yeah, very important. And the strength of the strong, devoid of the passion and desire. This already we saw yesterday. Very, very beautiful verses. We are going to see these 3 verses. You see this, it's such a wonderful thing. People, if we become devotees, what is one thing which all the devotees say? Be careful about Maya. Don't go to Maya. Don't be in Maya. This Maya thing is, sometimes we become so much that people talk Maya so much, very little about Krishna. That much they are scared about Maya. Now let us hear directly from Krishna what he is telling. Okay. So the Maya means the material energy, the external energy of Krishna. And you have seen the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, there are some pictures under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada. These pictures were drawn, and that is put over there, that how the Krishna is there and is the master of external energy. And the 3 ladies, and they have string in their hand, and it's tied to some dolls like that, puppet. The human beings are like puppet, and the 3, it is tied to rope with the 3 ladies, and they are dancing, hitting each other or something like that. I think most of you would have seen that. Let me see if I can get a picture here. How do you say that? 3 modes. I don't know. It's quite famous photo. That 3 ladies, yes. See, look here. You're able to see?
Yes.
Okay. So you can see that they are under Krishna only, but actually everybody is being entangled by Rajoguna, Tamoguna, and Satvaguna. These three gunas are getting introduced here. So, and then Krishna is telling that this three modes of material nature is the weapon. Sometimes you see Trisula, that Devi Durga, she is holding Trisula. That is nothing but when you go into Devi Bhagavatam or this, what do you say, that uh, Purana, Devi Purana and all, you will see that the three is nothing but Rajoguna, Tamoguna, and Satvaguna. So the three ladies you are seeing that, that's also Tamoguna, Rajoguna, and Satvaguna. So this goodness, passion, and ignorance are the three characters which we adopt. Either let it be eating, let it be sleeping, let it be living, let it be donating, let it be whatever our life is. It is under any one of these modes or combination of these modes. Always. And the entire world is operating because of that, this material world. So Krishna is going to talk about this, and everybody is so scared. Oh, Maya will attack Maya, Maya, like this. Sometimes it becomes like Maya conscious, like that. But here, what is Krishna describing? Let me show this three thing. Know that all states of beings, but they are goodness, passion, or ignorance. They are manifested by my energy. That is also, external energy is also Krishna's energy. It is not that Maya is against Krishna, she is the enemy of Krishna. The Christianity and other some of the religious processes which are considered very elementary, they don't have a clear idea about who God is, a vague idea, but at least acceptance of God is there. There's theistic philosophies. So what is this theistic philosophy? Atheist means who doesn't accept God. Theist means who accept God. So they are all theistic in nature, but they are not clear. There's no clarity about who exactly is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Some descriptions about him, he is very, very supreme, he is higher than everybody, he is beyond matter, or he is all powerful, he is the creator. Many, many are there. He is a overseer, he is like this, many are there. He is a protector, all powerful. Like this, some description, but exactly how he looks, how he talks, how he walks, where he lives, this information is only with us in Krishna consciousness. Even the so-called Hindu society, they don't know. They're so confused with so many demigods, and they're really, really confused with people, which is material demigods, which is spiritual personalities. They cannot even identify. Like they cannot identify Hanuman is different from whatever Ganesha. He also has animal face. They think he also animal. Like this, they don't know that there are demigods. They are belonging to the material world. Hanuman is a transcendental personality, pure devotee of Krishna who descended from spiritual world. They cannot understand. Sometimes even ordinary babies are called, oh, Mera Kana, my Krishna, like this. They can't discriminate even between an ordinary human being which is born out of its own karma in the body of flesh, from the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is totally transcendental and who is supreme in every respect. They can't discriminate. This much confusions are there. So in that kind of Christianity kind of religion, they have one concept called Saturn. And that is, there is God and there is an enemy of God called Saturn. Like this. So God can never have enemy because he is the supreme. He is the one who created good, bad, evil, everything he only created. Who created evil? Who created the Asuras? Krishna's will only it is getting created. So he is beyond good and bad, and he is not partial to certain people. Sometimes it may look so, but it's not. He is not. He is equally equal to everyone. It's not that Krishna will be as Paramatma, he'll be situated only in devotee's heart. Non-devotee's heart, he won't be there. In good people's heart, he will be Paramatma. In bad people, he will not. No discrimination is there everywhere. So there is no partiality or discrimination with Krishna. Oh, Maya is not a competitor of Krishna. First, that has to be understood. That it is manifested energy of Krishna. So know that all states of being, be they goodness, passion, and ignorance, are manifested by my energy. is claiming my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. So he is the one who's the cause of all causes, creator of the material world, but at the same time he is independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. So Krishna only is creating the modes of material nature, but is not affected by the modes. Because see, you create something. Generally, you create it from outside, right? I'm creating some sweet rice. I'm not within the pot. I'm outside the pot because I am cooking it. And the pot may be boiling like this. And you say that, oh, you're also boiling. No, I'm outside because I am the one who's cooking it. Same way, Krishna is the one, but at the same time, I know how all the particles are getting cooked, which side is cooked, not cooked, and I steer it up and things like that. So I'm full in charge, full control of what exactly is happening, where the heat is there, and it's all this I know. I'm full knowledge of what I'm doing, but that doesn't mean I'm undergoing that. For example, there may be a prison, and a king may set some rules for the prison. So all the prisoners in the prison, they think that the whole world is the prison only. And they say, this is the rule, you cannot go into that room, you cannot do that. And morning 5 o'clock, you need to get up and then you need to go for this and that. Like that, while going to take the food, you need to carry your plate. Like this. And they say that, see, these are all the rules, everybody should follow. No, need not be. Jailer also doesn't follow, but he's also within the jail only. And sometimes the jailer, beyond the jailer and the prisoner and the jailer, there is actually king. He may visit once in a while on his birthday, on his wedding day. He want to give some good opportunity for the prisoners. So that doesn't mean all the prisoners start talking. The king also should follow the rules of the prison. Why? He only created the prison for the criminals like us. So same way, the Krishna, even though he created this material world, it doesn't mean that he undergoes the rules of the material nature. So he doesn't undergo these three gunas, goodness and passion and ignorance. So sometimes in scriptures he is mentioned as nirguna or something like that. So the impersonalists say that, see, God doesn't have any form because he doesn't have character, any quality. He doesn't have any energy, materially he is not having. But spiritually he has quality, energy, Satsiddhananda. So he has qualities, he has in spiritual world. He is naturally spiritual, he is fully spiritual. So I'm the one, so here Krishna is telling, I'm independent, I'm not under the mode of material nature, for they are on the contrary or within me. It's also within him because even this material world manifests in the lotus stem of the Garbhodra Sai Vishnu. So it is in them. Brahma is also born on top of that lotus. And next is deluded by the three modes of passion, goodness, passion, and ignorance. The whole world does not know me. Because why we are not able to know Krishna? Because we are deluded by these three modes. Who am above the modes? Because see, somebody has got locked inside the prison. So is he having clear idea of what is going on in the world? He has clear idea of what the king is, how he is ruling the kingdom, who are his family members, what he is doing. Already he doesn't have a normal social information itself when he is arrested and kept in the jail. Already in the prison. He doesn't know regular civil society activities. How he will know about king only? Knowing about king comes next. Same way, we are all entangled within the material modes and we are entangled within the material world. How will we know information about Krishna? So, because we are deluded by the three modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance, and we doesn't know Krishna is inexhaustible. We are in the limited, conditioned state, but he is unlimited. Right now, we are in the conditioned state. So, now, this energy of Krishna is describing this particular external energy of Krishna. It's also divine in one sense. How? Prabhupada in one place writes, even external energy in one sense is spiritual, because anything which comes out of Krishna is spiritual. So Krishna is spiritual, anything which comes out of him is spiritual. But there may be some inferior nature, there may be superior nature. So that is an inferior nature. The divine energy of mind, consisting of these three modes of material nature, this external energy, is difficult to overcome. This is why they say Maya, Maya, Maya is very difficult. Be careful about Maya, don't fall into Maya. Like this, they regularly warn and warn. What is this? Same statement. It is difficult to overcome this. But Krishna is immediately relieving Arjuna. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Simply by surrendering to Krishna, you can cross it. This Maya is very, very difficult to overcome, but you can cross it simply by surrendering to Krishna. And who doesn't surrender? And who surrenders? So there are four. So Krishna immediately categorizing four kind of people who will surrender and become successful, and four people who refuse to surrender, they are foolish. So these three verses are very, very important. I think all the three verses are memory verses. That the Krishna's, anybody hereafter tells you how to come out of Maya, it's very simple. Just surrender to Krishna. Four kind of pious people will surrender. Four kind of impious people will not surrender. Continuous verses. These three verses are very important part of the 7th chapter. Okay, let us go and see this. Yeah. And this 16, 15 and 16 has really big purports, and we can discuss a lot in this. But right now we'll go here from here. Okay. This 12 you didn't read, right? Anyway, Bhagavad Gita 7.12. Echaiva satvika bhava rajasa. Okay. Echaiva satvika bhava.
Echaiva satvika bhava
Rajasastamsaschye.
Rajastamsaschye
Tayeveti vidhi.
Mata eveti tanvidhi
Tam aham teshtu te mati.
Natvam teshute maya.
Translation: know that all states of being, be that goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifest by my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. Read the purport.
All material activities in the world are being conducted under the three modes of material nature. Although these material modes of nature are emanations from the Supreme Lord Krishna, he is not subject to them. For instance, under the state laws one may be punished, but the king, the lawmaker, is not subject to that law. Similarly, all the modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, are emanations from the Supreme Lord, Krishna. But Krishna is not subject to material nature. Therefore, he is nirguna, which means that these gunas or modes, although issuing from him, do not affect him. That is one of the special characteristics of Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Tat Sat. Thank you. So, it is the same. As I told you, the lawmaker is not within the law. But actually, in the material world where we have democracy and all that, they have to put the law and they have to abide by the law. But when it is to the real Supreme Personality of Godhead who creates the law, for example, at home there may be parents and children, and they say for children they'll have some rule that you need to get up at this particular time, you have to iron your uniform, then you have to wear your uniform, go to school at 7 o'clock, you have to get inside the bus, you should have trimmed your nails and whatever it is. But actually it doesn't apply to the parents. They wear a uniform and get up the school bus at 7 o'clock. Because they put this rule because the children will be following it, but actually they are not within it, but because they are running the family, the parents are running the family, so they set some rules, you have to do like this, like this. But that they don't undergo that. Same way, Krishna is the creator of the material world. So the law of material nature cannot affect him. It's very, very simple to understand. So similarly, all the modes of material goodness, passion emanates from the Supreme Lord Krishna. So he is not subjected. So always when Mayavadis they come out with the concept of Nirguna, we should understand Guna means Traigunya Vishya Veda Nishtriguno Bhavarjuna. We can see that in the second chapter also Krishna is telling. Means that don't get involved in the Vedas because they are dealing with three modes of material nature. So there is one spiritual nature. Okay, that is called transcendental. The word transcendental is used in many, many places. So, what is this transcendental word? Transcendental means it's beyond goodness, passion, and ignorance. Material world operates on goodness, passion, and ignorance, three modes of material nature. But what is spiritual nature? That is transcendental to the matter. The law of spiritual world is different from the law of material world. So that spiritual is called transcendental, and the material is these three modes. So Krishna speciality is he is the one who is creating the three modes, but is not affected by the three modes. Next, 7.13. Tribir Gunamayir Bhavair.
Vibir Gunamair Bhaver.
Ebi Sarvam Idam Jagat.
Ebi
Evi
Sarvam
sarvam
Idam
idam
Jagat.
jagat.
Mohitam Nabhijanati.
Mohitam
Nabhijanati.
Nabhijanati.
Mam e bhaya param avyayam.
Mame Bhayam
Evyam
Param
param
Avyayam.
avyayam.
Translation: deluded by the three modes of ignorance, goodness, passion, and ignorance, those the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. Read the purport.
The whole world is enchanted by the three modes of material nature. Those who are bewildered by these three modes cannot understand that transcendental to this material nature is the Supreme Lord Krishna. Every living entity under the influence of material nature has a particular type of body and a particular type of psychological and biological activities accordingly. There are four classes of men functioning in the three material modes of nature. Those who are purely in the mode of goodness are called Brahmanas. Those who are purely in the mode of passion are called Kshatriyas. Those who are in the modes of both passion and ignorance are called Vaishyas. Those who are completely in ignorance are called Shudras. And those who are less than the animals or animal life. And those who are less than that are animals or animal life. However, these designations are not permanent. I may be either a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or whatever. In any case, this life is temporary. But although but although life is temporary and we do not know what we are going to be in the next life, by the spell of this illusory energy, we consider ourselves in terms of this bodily conception of life, and we thus think that we are American, Indian, Russian, or Brahmana, Hindu, Muslim, etc. And if we become entangled with the modes of material nature, then we forget the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is behind all these modes. So, Lord Krishna says that living entities deluded by these three modes of nature do not understand that behind the material background is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are many different kinds of living entities human beings, demigods, animals, etc. And each and every one of them is under the influence of material nature, and all of them have forgotten the transcendental personality of Godhead. Those who are in the mode of passion and ignorance, and even those who are in the mode of goodness, cannot go beyond the impersonal Brahman conception of the absolute truth. They are bewildered before the Supreme Lord in his personal feature, which possesses all beauty, opulence, knowledge, strength, fame, and renunciation. When even those who are in the mode of goodness cannot understand, what hope is there for those in passion and ignorance? Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all these three modes of material nature, and those who are truly established in Krishna consciousness are actually liberated. Hare Krishna. Master.
That's it. Thank you very much. So, now how are we all conditioned? We are conditioned by the three modes of nature. The whole world is enchanted by the three modes of material nature. Those who are bewildered by these three modes cannot understand that transcendental to this material nature is the Supreme Lord Krishna. We have an exclusive chapter describing about the three modes of nature and listing out what are all the various characteristics we adopt because of this three modes of material nature, which is goodness, which is passion, which is ignorance, like that. So, discriminating between what is good and what is bad and doing good activity is actually generally the job of the goodness. Passion is unlimited desires, and interest to achieve. Ignorance is laziness, sleepiness, or bewilderment. So all these characteristics generally I have given you. So these things are may reflect in various things. Even if you take a chili, it is very passionate. But if you take milk or fruit, it is very sattvic or goodness. And like this, Krishna is listing the various items which will come under each of these modes. That is an exclusive chapter dedicated. But right now, we should understand that these three modes of material nature is the one which is bewildering the living entities in this material world. So every living entity is influenced by the material nature based on the particular type of body and psychological and biological activity accordingly. Okay, it depends. Like if you take, okay, I'll ask you a simple question. All of you be ready. If very natural, we can easily understand which is in the mode of goodness, which is in the mode of passion or ignorance. First, I'll start with some animal or something because type of body, particular type of body and particular type of psychological and biological activities, okay, which majorly a particular body carries out. The body will be built accordingly. So let me ask you in this. Actually, nobody can be exclusively of a particular nature. A person is 100% sattvic, 100% tamasic, 100. It will never be like that. Always the mode will compete with each other, and always it will be a combination of these three modes. But the percentage may differ. Sometime the activity will involve 80% passion and 20% ignorance. Sometime 70% passion and 30% goodness. Like this, there will always be some mixture or the mixture of all the three. Any two like this, there will be always a mixture of the character. But still, majoritarily, I'm asking which majoritarily which guna is being reflected. I'll give you some examples. You have to tell me. Okay. Tiger. Which mode is predominant? The particular type of body. Particular type of. Huh?
Ignorance.
Are you sure?
Yes, the unknowingly because of
Passion.
ignorance, the Rajoguna, the lust,
Rajoguna is not ignorance.
lust.
Tamoguna is ignorance.
Passion.
Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
Mostly passion, right? They like not the tigers who are kept in the cage. They are just walking here and there. If you go Bannarghatta National Park, there's we went one time to Bannarghatta National Park. It's in there in the end of the Bangalore city. You go, there's a Bannarghatta road, and you go to the end of the road, there is a national park. After that, there's nothing. It's all that's the forest area, and that forest area very, very small. Maybe 10 acre, 20 acre within that, they have put some 10 tigers, 10 lions, 2 lions, 3 lions, not 10 tiger, 2, 3 tiger, 2, 3 lions. They are just same tiger. We will go in the safari jeep or van. All the sides will be like iron cage, like that will be sitting, and will go around and will encounter one tiger. Tiger is there. Then he will go and come right side, left side. He will come in 2, 3 roads. The same tiger will encounter because it's a very small area and they are all put there. They are not passionate, but when you go to forest, they hunt the cheetah, the lion, the tiger. Okay, cow.
Goodness, Mataji.
So we have separately dedicated chapter, cow is goodness, means a symptom of goodness because it eats only vegetarian and it even beats, when somebody beats it, it just tolerates, it doesn't respond. It's not that it's less intelligent compared to other animals, it's more intelligent, but it tolerates like this. So the sattva guna means goodness, the rajoguna means passion. The passion in English word, the same it means. Goodness in English, what it means, the same it means. Ignorance in English, normal English, what does it mean? The same it means. Okay. So these are the four classes of, there are four classes of men we can see here. The Brahmanas are mostly predominantly goodness. And a person predominantly in the mode of only passion is Kshatriya. A mode of both passion and ignorance mixed is called Vaishya. They will be in Vaishyas. And then Shudras are totally ignorance. So we have, when we come to the dedicated chapter, we'll see the characteristics. So those who are less than the animal or animal life, that is they are completely in ignorance, even those people. So these designations are not permanent. Somebody may be Brahmana, Kshatriya or Vaishya, in whatever case this life is temporary only. So, but although life is temporary, we do not know that we are going to be in next life because full of illusory energy. Based on the bodily concept of life. We think that I'm American, I'm Indian, I'm Russian. Next life we are somebody else. Sometimes I used to say that there is when there is a cricket match, Indians doesn't like some country and they'll be very, very vigorous. India should win like that. In fact, they show the hatred towards another group. But in this life, they are born in India, and next life, they are born in the opponent country. Then they will say that only that opponent country should will, India should actually get defeated. So, depending upon the selfishness extends based on the bodily identification. So, one such identification is identifying oneself with some of the nationality. I'm American, you're Indian, Russian, Brahmana, you're Brahmana, you're Hindu, you're Muslim, like this bodily designation based discriminations. Identification, not discrimination, identifications. So these are all happening because of the three modes of material nature, and thus we are getting entangled within the three modes of material nature, and we forget the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this way, who is behind all these modes? So Lord Krishna says that living entity deluded by these three modes of nature do not understand that behind the material background is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we are not able to see Krishna because we are entangled with the three modes of material nature. Okay. So now a quick quiz. You have to tell me, already we saw. Can somebody name the four varnas? In the Varna Sharma, there are four varnas. Can somebody list it out?
Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra.
Very good. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. Okay. Now, this Brahmanas, which mode of nature they are predominantly in?
Goodness.
What about Shudra?
Ignorance only.
Vaishya?
Passion and ignorance.
Good. And Kshatriya?
Passion.
Yes, predominantly passion. Very good. So there are many different kinds of living entities, human beings, demigods, animals, and each and every one of them is under the influence of material modes of nature. And all of them have forgotten the transcendental personality of God. Those who are in the mode of passion and ignorance, due to the influence of, so why do we say that Maya is very dangerous? Because it can influence one so much that we can forget the Supreme Personality of God. So Prabhupada in many places, in lectures and all, giving example of a child getting lost in a big trade fair. There is a beautiful trade fair, there is roller coaster ride, and there's so many games, water theme park, and so many things are there. Insofar the child is holding the hand of the parents and it will play in each one of it nicely. But if the parent is missing, then it will keep crying, right? But sometimes if somebody shows, okay, I give you an ice cream, so he may keep eating the ice cream, he may forget the parents for some time, of course. As soon as the ice cream is gone, again he's going to cry, ma, pa, like this. But sometimes his attention may be deviated. Same way, the living entity's attention is deviated by this material energy, which is of passion, ignorance, and goodness. So a person, so those who are in the mode of passion and ignorance, and even those who are in the mode of goodness cannot go beyond the impersonal Brahman conception of absolute truth. Unless you are transcendental to material modes, you cannot actually enter into spiritual world. Or so why do I say here the word spiritual world when I say beyond the impersonal Brahman conception of absolute truth? Of course, they can enter, like for Kumaras, they entered, but they were not allowed inside the Vaikuntha. Because of that, they cursed the Jaya Vijaya. Jaya Vijaya cursed them back like this. In fact, Jaya Vijaya didn't curse the Rishi, but he appeared there and there. He was just there behind him, the Karthu. What I was telling? What am I telling? Just give me a minute, please. Sorry. Okay, those who are in the mode of passion and ignorance, even those who are in the mode of goodness, cannot go beyond the impersonal Brahman. So the three modes is for the material. The spiritual, you cannot touch spiritual with the three modes. So they are bewildered. So it's like the prison, it's the law of the prison, applies only within the prison. When you go out, the laws is different. So if having well trained in the jail doesn't make you a free citizen to know everything outside. You don't know. Same like that. So they are bewildered before the Supreme Lord in his personal feature because Krishna has all six opulences: beauty, knowledge, wealth, fame, strength, renunciation. All these things he is having in completely. So they cannot digest this concept, especially the person who are with the impersonal Brahman. They are bewildered before the Supreme Lord in his even conditioned state, conditioned living entity is so bewildered. Understanding personal feature is so difficult for them. Why did Krishna die? Why? See, he appeared and disappeared. And they don't even able to digest that fact. And they say, no, Krishna came here and he did and all that. So when even those who are in goodness cannot understand, what hope is there for those in passion and ignorance? So even the goodness people, they cannot approach Krishna so easily. So what to speak of those who are, so they are bewildered before the Supreme Lord is a personal feature. Why so when even those who are in the goodness cannot understand, what to speak of those in the mode of passion and ignorance. So Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all these three modes of material nature. Krishna consciousness is. So what do you call, what is the technical term to say that beyond three modes of material nature?
Transcendental.
Yes, transcendental. So throughout Bhagavatam, throughout everywhere you will come, so you have to understand transcendental means spiritual. And it is actually the word transcendental means transcending the three modes of material nature, means above the three modes. All the Jnani Yogi, Ashtanga Siddhi Yogi, any Yogi, Bhakti Yogi, everybody is considered to be aiming for transcendental result or transcendent, what do you say, transcendental personalities or transcendental endurance. And those who are truly established in Krishna consciousness are actually liberated. So conditioned, they become conditioned by this goodness, passion, and ignorance. But as soon as because Krishna possesses beauty, opulence, knowledge, strength, and fame and renunciation. So even those who are in the goodness, they cannot understand. We are so fortunate that we are able to understand. We are in Tamoguna or Rajoguna. So by the mercy of pure devotee, somebody who is in a very, very low guna can also immediately take up Krishna consciousness or will remain as a devotee. Okay. Next verse we'll see. This is very, very important verse. It's a memory verse also for you. Chew upon this. Okay, 7.14 Bhagavad Gita. दैवी हि एषा गुणमयी
दैवी
दैवी
एषा
ह्येषा
गुणमयी
गुणमयी
मम माया दुरत्यया
मम
मम
माया
माया
दुरतया
दुरत्यया
मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते
माम् एव
मामेव
ये
ये
प्रपद्यन्ते
प्रपद्यन्ते
मायामेतां तरन्ति ते.
मायामेतां
मायामेतां
तरन्ति ते.
तरन्ति ते.
Translation: the divine energy of mind, consisting of three modes of nature, material nature, is difficult to overcome. So Krishna's energy is very, very difficult. External energy is very difficult. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Okay, read the purport.
Supreme Personality of Godhead has innumerable energies, and all these energies are divine. Although the living entities are part of his energies and are therefore divine, due to contact with material energy, their original superior power is covered. Being thus covered by material energy, one cannot possibly overcome its influence. As previously stated, both the material and spiritual natures, being emanations from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are eternal. The living entities belong to the eternal superior nature of the Lord, but due to contamination by the inferior nature, matter, the illusion is also eternal. The conditioned soul is therefore called Nityavata, or eternally conditioned. No one can trace out the history of his becoming conditioned at a certain date in material history. Consequently, his release from the clutches of material nature is very difficult, even though that material nature is an inferior energy, because material energy is ultimately conducted by the supreme will, which the living entity cannot overcome. Inferior material nature is defined herein as divine nature due to its divine connection and movement by the divine will. Being conducted by divine will, material nature, although inferior, acts so wonderfully in the construction and destruction of the cosmic manifestation. The Vedas confirm this as follows: Mayam tu prakritim vidyan mayinam tu maheshwaram. Although Maya, illusion, is false or temporary, the background of Maya is the supreme magician, the personality of Godhead, who is Maheshwara, the supreme controller. Svetashvara Upanishad 4.10.
I'm sorry.
Another meaning of guna is rope. It is to be understood that the conditioned soul is tightly tied by the ropes of illusion. A man bound by the hands and feet cannot free himself. He must be held by a person who is unbound, because the bound cannot help the bound. The rescuer must be liberated. Therefore, only Lord Krishna or his bona fide representative, the spiritual master, can release the conditioned soul. Without such superior help, one cannot be freed from the bondage of material nature. Devotional service or Krishna consciousness can help one gain such release. Krishna, being the Lord of the illusory energy, can order the insurmountable energy to release the conditioned soul. He orders this release out of his causeless mercy on the surrendered soul and out of his paternal affection for the living entity, who is originally a beloved son of the Lord. Therefore, surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord is the only means to get free from the clutches of the stringent material nature.
Yeah, wait, it's a really big purport. So let me complete here. So Krishna is agreeing that the law of material nature is very, very, very difficult to overcome. Very difficult to overcome. That is agreed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So see that it's really difficult. So Prabhupada is explaining, Krishna has many, many energies, and all the energies are divine, spiritual. Although the living entity are part of his energy, we are also marginal energy, Tatastha Shakti. The energy in Sanskrit is Shakti. So external Shakti, so Bhagavan Shakti, think. So when it is Shakti of Krishna, it is really powerful. And if you see external and internal energy, they are single personalities who are expanded into many, whereas the marginal potency is many, many. And we are minute, most minute of all energies. So we become very minute, whereas the internal and external energy are very powerful and they can overpower us. That is why we are under the influence of external energy. It's possible to become subservient to the external energy. See, the external energy is so powerful. Just analyze yourself. From the time you're born, till the time you came to Krishna consciousness, you heard Srila Prabhupada, till that time, you're seriously thinking, even after becoming devotee, I don't know how many of you, but I am the body. Thinking how seriously you're thinking, this is me, I am black, I am white, I am tall, I like this, I don't like this, I'm born in this family, this is my mother, this is my language, this is my nationality. How strong that feel is, how strong it is. In no time, she has just taken you over. When you are in the womb of your mother, nobody know whether you're a male or female or nothing about you. You didn't even have a name. Nothing. You're an unidentified piece of flesh in the womb of your mother. Nobody bothered, nobody contacted. You don't know what is mother, father, uncle, auntie, nothing. From the womb itself, we could have gone, died or something. Then nobody will even know us in the entire circle which we think are our close people. They won't even know such a person existed. There are millions and millions of souls. But as soon as we are born, wow, what an identification. And it's so strong and deep rooted. And we work upon it, we invest our energy, our ideas, our whatever, our affection, everything is invested in this temporary relationships. And we play this game over and over again in different bodies. We take many, many bodies. In each of the body, think that this is my mother, this is my father, this is my family, this is my language, this is my nationality, this is my color, I am tall, I am short, I have this, I possess this, I am a poor, I am rich, I am diseased, I am healthy, I am beautiful, I am ugly. How many completely? I am dog, I am cat. And thinking that I am dog, then I did that. And next time when I born as cat, I was meow, meow, I am a cat, meow, meow. So it's a comedy going on, and she has put us in this like, comedy, and we're seriously playing it. Till we came to Krishna consciousness, even after coming to Krishna consciousness, for completely taking that as truth, it really takes some time. She's very, very powerful. Maya is very, very powerful because she can bewilder the living entity. She can bewilder about its existence. And non-existence of Krishna is looks so truthful in this world that the devotees are minority. The one who accepts God are minority. The one who doesn't accept God are majority. Anybody who worships God are made fun of because we are minority. That is the comedy going on here because it's such a truth. Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, is absolute truth. And the truth is completely unseen. Look around, there's no Krishna. You cannot see with the gross eye, with any of the senses. We don't see Krishna. So she can put us in such a situation which is totally illusory because there is nothing possible without Krishna. We just saw that previous verse that nothing can exist without me, Krishna is telling. In everything, it's my energy. Either it's my energy or it's me, my expansion, my incarnation, my energy. So everything is centered around Krishna. If there is anything without Krishna, understand it to be illusion. And therefore, but she is putting us in such a bewilderment. So it is very, very difficult to overcome. So due to the contact with some people are good, some people are bad, some people. So the passionate people are bad, the goodness people are good, but both are material. Some people say sattvic is very good. Sattvic or rajasic or tamasic, all the three are matter. All the three are matter, and you're not the matter, you're spirit soul. You're not external energy, Baba. You're internal and your marginal energy, and the characteristics is Satsidananda. So you're spiritual in nature. You're not material at all. But we are seriously believing this. I am the matter only. So it's very, very difficult. One cannot possibly overcome thus being covered by the material energy, and one cannot possibly overcome its influence. So, as previously stated, both the material and spiritual nature being emanation. I want to tell you one story related to this because you need to understand what is Tamoguna, Rajoguna, and Satoguna. Very famous story Prabhupada used to narrate regularly to explain this concept. That somebody may consider that Satvaguna is very good, but that is also material. That is how Prabhupada, like demigods and all are sattvic in nature, but some Rakshasas and all they are tamasic in nature. Some kings or somebody who's not the kings who are submissive to Krishna and Vaishnavas, most of them were. Otherwise, they want to conquer kingdom and this and that. They have some ambitions in life. They are all passionate in nature. So one may think one is better than the other. So Srila Prabhupada gives a very nice story. What happened one time in a kingdom, there is the son, the three people were friends, like they were not like friends, they are acquaintance, and they were with each other, friendship, kind of a friendship with each other. The king's son was a prince, and then the minister's son, and then there was a chariot driver, his son. So they used to make a team and do things like that. So one time the king's son, he wanted to go on for hunting. The kings generally practice hunting because in the war, when the warriors are running here and there, they need to fight. So they do some, it's part of war practice. They do that. So they wanted to go for hunting. The minister's son said, okay, I'll also come. So he wanted a friend. So the minister's son accompanied the prince, and they want somebody to drive the chariot. So they brought this chariot driver's son, and they went into the forest. They were hunting and all that. Mostly the king's son prince was hunting, and little bit this minister's son was helping, and he was also, and the driver was driving. And the forest, there were some nomads, tribes, they were there. So they had a function. They generally catch if somebody comes and penetrates into that area. So what they did, they captured the chariot with these three boys, and they put them in the prison. So generally prison is very, very not a very comfortable place, and they were tied up in iron shackle and this and that. So these boys started shouting, the minister and the minister's son, all the three were put in the same jail. Then the leader of the tribe came. They were arrested because they penetrated into their area or whatever it is. So they said, you know who we are? No, you know who we are. Sometimes some big shot son will say, no, you know who I am. Like that. You don't even know, then how will I know? Do you know who I am? Like that they'll say. Some police catches the boy, you know who I am? I am son of the minister, like that. They try to misuse the power. So here they say that you don't know why you're doing like this. You know who he is? The minister's son was telling about the prince. So the tribal leader asked, okay, well, you're too much making noise. What is wrong with you? So, okay, tell me, who are you? So he said, see, he is prince, he is son, king's son. You're not treating equally, see, and I am son of minister. And this person is the son of a chariot driver. So then the tribal leader said, this is your problem. Okay, I'll solve it out. Then what he did is he gave golden shackle, golden chain, big golden chain to tie the boy in the prince in the prison. And the minister's son was tied with a silver chain. And the chariot driver's son, Shudra, he is tied with a iron chain. They were all put in the jail only, but he got golden chain, he got iron chain, and he was. So Prabhupada is mentioning this about demigods and human beings. There is a discrimination between the standard of living and everything, goodness, passion, and ignorance. But all the goodness and passion and ignorance are like chain of shackle. May it be golden chain also, still arresting is arresting, or silver chain also arresting is arresting, big silver chain. So in this way, he tells that all the three are material in nature. This we should understand. Many people, sometimes we can see that some devotees misunderstand, new devotees, they misunderstand that bhakti is also pious activity or goodness, like that. So no, bhakti is transcendental. It has transcendental result. So being thus covered by the material, one can, so as previously stated, both the spiritual being emanation from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are eternal. Now the question is the material energy eternal? Yes, it is eternal. But its manifestation is temporary. It manifests, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest. In unmanifest form also, it is in a single chunk, as I told you. So the material nature always remains. Anything which comes out of Krishna is permanent only. Nothing temporary can come out. But variety manifestation within the material world is temporary. It is created, annihilated, created, annihilated. Spiritual world never annihilated, nitya, always there. So the living entities belong to the eternal superior nature of the Lord, but due to the contamination by their inferior nature, matter, their illusion is also eternal. We are eternally nitya baddha. Nityabadha, eternally fallen. Means there is always possibility of choosing. But we won't choose because if we have tasted a higher taste, like for example, we all are vegetarians, okay? Now, is there a possibility you can eat non-veg? It's available in the street, yes. But will you do it? You won't do it. You will never do it. If somebody forces you, also you won't do it. You want to eat non-veg, right? So is there a possibility to fall? Always there is a possibility to. But will you do it? You will never do it because you have tasted a higher taste. Prashadam. You tasted the higher taste, so you won't go to the lower taste. Same way, Nitya Siddha, Nitya Baddha, the living entity, Nitya Baddha, means eternally fallen. It can anytime fall also. Once you go, you cannot come back. Some neophyte, they have the same discussion wherever I go. It's like a comedy. Over a period of years, I've heard the same repetition. Has the soul fallen? If it has that soul fallen, why if it goes back, why it won't come back, and all the same nonsense. It is absolute nonsense because non-understanding of the basic of science of Krishna consciousness. And Tarka and Vada comes when there is no clarity. So when you have a clarity, what actually conditioning means, then you won't have doubt only in these kind of doubts. These are all time pass questions. They're thinking that they are talking Krishna conscious, but they raise doubt about the basic existence of the soul, basic coming here and going back home, back to God. They think that there is a supersonic jet which will take them there. You have your consciousness clearly with Krishna. They are already existing with Krishna. Already one time, Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he was sitting in Navadvip here somewhere. At that time, suddenly he was taking a class or something. And suddenly he took a stone and he just threw it, hut, like that. I think he threw the stick. He used to have a stick. He threw the stick, hut, like this. So why suddenly within the class he did that? They didn't understand. So after the class they asked, Goswami, you did this, Gosai, you threw the stick. No, nothing. There is in Vrindavan, Radha Damodar temple, or Radha Govinda, I don't know, Radha Damodar temple, some goat was eating the tulasi. So I was just chasing the goat and he went inside, that's all. So then the devotees were very astonished. So they immediately sent the message to check. And they said that, yes, actually a goat was disturbing the tulsi. Suddenly one stick came and suddenly they ran away like this. So the incident really happened there. So it is possible. So the conditions, so here the Nitya Siddha devotees, so we can become in conscious of our original position despite living within this material body. Because we have association with matter, then we are not able to. The conditioned soul is therefore called Nitya Baddha or eternally conditioned. No one can trace out the history of his becoming conditioned at a certain date in material history. So in material world, you cannot find, okay, on this date he became like this. So there is no beginning means, is eternally fallen actually means you cannot trace out the date. There is no specific time. It just happened. Consequently, his release from the clutches of material nature is very, very difficult, even though the material nature is very inferior. So the opportunity, as I told you, the opportunity to eat non-veg is in front of all of us, but we don't go for it. Same way, the opportunity to come back to material world and get entangled is always open to the jiva every time, eternally. But he won't choose because he has already tasted a higher taste. Okay. So even though the material nature is an inferior energy, because material energy is ultimately conducted at the supreme will. So even it's an inferior energy, but still it functions under the will of the Lord only, which the living entity cannot overcome. Because the Lord is the master of the external energy, and external energy controls the jiva. Okay. So now how will we come out of it? Okay, we'll see. Because material energy is ultimately conducted. See, whom does the master of the material energy? I yesterday showed you, yesterday or last class, showed you the triangle in which the Supreme Lord is there. One side external energy is there, one side the conditioned soul is there. So, and liberated soul. Liberated soul is directly under the control of Krishna. Care of Krishna rather than control and care of Krishna. And external energy is also operating under the will of Krishna. External energy also. Only the conditioned soul is bewildered by the external energy. So the conditioned soul is bewildered by the external energy. External energy's master is Krishna. Now, if I have to get out of the clutches of the marginal energy, whom will I approach? The conditioned soul, whom will it approach? I have a boss, okay? The boss is really torturing me and he is giving a lot of trouble, okay? So whom will I approach in order to get out of this conditioned state or difficulty?
Boss.
Boss is the issue, no? My immediate boss I'm having issues with my immediate boss.
Boss's boss.
Boss.
Yes. Boss is boss. As simple as that. So I'm having difficulty with my boss who's bossing around. First of all, I am seriously thinking I'm the body. As soon as you think you're the body, then it's the product of material nature. She's not bossing you unnecessarily. She's not of course she's considered witch, Maya and all, but actually it is not true. Actually, you are the witch. You forgot Krishna. You wanted to enjoy like Krishna. Is there more culprit? That's why our acharyas cry, asking forgiveness from Krishna. Same way, we should also feel very, very bad for leaving Krishna. Really feel bad. We should cry every time. I'm really sorry, Prabhu. I am really sorry. Whatever halat, whatever difficulty, whatever struggle you have, just find out only one reason. You forgot Krishna. That is why you're suffering. Some people say that when somebody suffers, so it's due to karma, the previous life karma is coming. Some people say this, that, and so many. The king is not good, the government is not good. So many things they say. But actually, there is only one. Sometimes it say that you don't have developed sattva guna, you develop it. You build relationship with others. Like this, so many bogus. But just surrender to Krishna. Now you're suffering because you forgot Krishna. That's all. Now remember Krishna, serve Krishna, love Krishna. That's all. You just overcome material energy. So you just assume Krishna is and Maya are opposite pole to each other. But she's under the control of Krishna. But still, we are standing in between. The more we walk towards Krishna, we are automatically away from Maya or illusion or temporariness. So material energy is ultimately conducted by the supreme will of the Lord, and the living entity cannot overcome. So this, I was telling one more example Prabhupada is telling about this external energy, that how the boss's boss, we go like that. So he says that you're going to one of your friend's place or something, and they have a dog. And the dog, generally, a stranger comes, it will bark like anything, not let them even think of coming inside. Even think, okay, let me go. Thinking also stopped there by the heavily barking horses. Sorry, heavily barking dogs. So the person may not go inside. But suddenly, from inside the home, you call the first what do? You go to your friend's house and the dog is barking at you. It is not letting you inside. And very difficult. If you go inside, you're finished. Rip you apart. But you call your friend. Yeah, I'm outside your door, yeah. Your doggy is there, it's disturbing. Then immediately the master of the dogs comes out and say, hey, he's my friend. Just leave him, come. Then he comes and give you a handshake and hug and just come inside like that. He speaks nicely. So when the dog watches it, then it will back off. It will not disturb you anymore. Same way, the Maya is actually is around us, like the dog is barking us and keeping us not performing or whatever. But as soon as it hears from the master, okay, he's a friend of the master, then the dog is going to back off. So Maya will back off if you surrender to Krishna. If she knows strongly you have a tightly bound relationship with Krishna, then she's not going to disturb you. She'll be a genuine friend and genuine helper, but not attacking. Like, for example, when somebody becomes surrendered to Krishna, they'll start using material items in the service of Krishna. And this pleases her so much because whatever is in the material world is the product of her. And everybody is trying to lord over and enjoy the material world. So, whereas only devotees of Krishna think of offering to Krishna, so she's really pleased about this. And that is why she doesn't unnecessarily attack devotees. So inferior material nature is if you surrender. That's what Krishna is telling here. Just surrender unto Krishna and start performing service for Krishna. Automatically, any illusion around will go away. So that is the next. This is the verse which we are seeing. The divine energy is very difficult to overcome, but those who are surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Easily, which is very, very difficult for any transcendentalist to do self-realization and all. But a devotee very quickly attained self-realization. He understands basically, I'm not the body, I'm the soul, and I am eternal servant of Krishna. But in order to okay, anyway, we'll see this tomorrow and continue. Any questions or comments? Already it's over 10.
So, Mataji, goodness and passion and ignorance are called the golden chain, silver chain, and means some and different thing. But what is that this transcendental then called?
No chain, only you are liberated. Why you should be tied with chain? No conditioning. You come out of conditioning, that is transcendental. Even the person who is reaching the Brahmajyoti is beyond the conditioning. That is why he is able to escape out of this material world. It is not so easy to escape of the material world. But a person is able to go outside the material world, it's a kind of success. But he doesn't know where to go. So he comes back. So Prabhupada and our Acharya Parampara not only take us out of this, but they also show where we should go, where we should live, whom we should live with. Krishna, Radharani. All this. Is that okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. 5, 4.
And the second question that means no one can trace our history of becoming conditioned. So we are here internally conditioned, or we are sometime means also liberated before this condition life.
Always we are liberated only. Even this moment we are actually liberated. You are chanting Hare Krishna. Always we are liberated state, and Maya conditions us, and as soon as you think you are the body, you are conditioned. As soon as you understand that I am servant of Krishna, that time you are liberated. No, I didn't understand your question. What is the question?
Yeah, means here it is written that no one can trace out the history of his becoming condition.
Yes.
So it seems that means we are, well, let's say when we were born, so at that from that time
No,
also
born. You are not born. You are eternally there.
so eternally there. So from that time only we are conditioned, or we are previously before becoming conditioned we are liberated. Means liberated means we are also in the spiritual world with Lord.
That's what I said.
Hmm.
There is an opportunity for the spirit soul at any particular point of time to choose matter over spirit. At any point of time. That is our character. What is the character of the marginal energy? The marginal energy has the capacity to live in matter or in spirit. We have this capacity. Choosing to live in matter, at particular point of time we may choose to live in matter and identify ourselves as body. Sometimes we can, and originally our home is spiritual. Because we are naturally spirit souls, and spiritual world is the place for us. It is true. But we have the capacity to live in matter any time. If I change my free will, I can live. So, some living entities, they chose never to come to material world. They are called Nitya Siddha. Some living entity who chose some time in their existence, either not beginning, there's no beginning. For example, one example can be given, Jaya Vijaya. Already this topic came in Ishopanishad and we had the similar conversation. I remember having same conversation with you. The people you listened so much that it comes back to you again and again and again, how much ever I tell. Like I gave you an example of, they give the example only soul is falling, not falling, being there, beginning, all this nonsense. It's a logic and argument. But there is nothing called like soul is a light and like that. Soul always be a personality either in spiritual world or in material world. Only in impersonal Brahmajyoti, very short duration he is there, and there is no decision making, there is no thinking, there is no feeling, there is no acting, there is no willing, there is no nothing. Except falling, liberating, falling, liberating, falling, liberating, no activity. So we cannot take any activity of the soul or decision of the soul in the Brahmajyoti. So soul is a person. So you want to see some example like Jaya and Vijaya. They were there in the eternal world, they were serving, but at one particular point of time, they had to come to earth. There was some cursing, there was some discussion. They didn't act very spiritually. Moreover, Lord wanted to have a good fight also, so he sent them here. And after 3 lifetimes, they even stayed for the 4th lifetime to become Jagai and Madai. And then now they are full of love of Godhead. And they won't come back here, and they may come back here as servant of Krishna to serve Krishna. So the choice is us at any particular point of time. One may decide to live in the material world, and that time it is called fallen. At any point. But once only one time you have come here to the material world, you will never desire to come back again. Except for Mayavadis. Mayavadis go back to Brahmajyoti and they come back again to material world and become very aristocratic. Sorry, this what do you say? Pious person who is distributing, who's helping the society like this. They, anyway, you're not interested to serve Krishna. So Nitya Baddha, there are characteristics of the soul: Nitya Baddha, Nitya Siddha. Once the Nitya Baddha attains one time prema, then he becomes Nitya Siddha. He doesn't become, he is Nitya Siddha, but he took the option of being in the Baddha. So why the word Nitya is used, that is explained, already explained to you. This came in Guru Maharaj class Sikshamrita. So this Chaitanya Sikshamrita explains why the word Nitya is used with the Baddha, because always fallen, not always fallen. But the decision to enter into Baddha Jiva, Baddha become fallen, happened in the Nitya Loka. So when he was in the spiritual world itself, one time he desired that I have to get conditioned. One time he desired. So all our personalities and some of the personalities at some particular point of time decide that they want to enjoy away from Krishna. Krishna Buliya Bhoga Vanchakari. The minute he wanted to forget Krishna and wanted to enjoy for himself, immediately such a place he is exported to. Otherwise, he will be disturbance. So, because the decision happened in the Nitya Loka, it is considered as Nitya, Baddha. So, the decision to fall happened in the spiritual world, but once we have come here and tasted this and get liberated and tasted Krishna, then we will never, ever, ever come back. So, after that, we become Nitya Siddha. So this explanation is in the song book. The same topic can we continue tomorrow? Because I really had a very hectic day today. And is that all
Yes,
right?
Mother. Yes, Mother.
Okay, thank you very much. Let us offer our loving, respectful obeisances and to all the Vaishnava devotees, Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj, Acharya Parampara, to bless us in Krishna consciousness. Mancha kalpatarubhascha
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय,
जय
प्रभुपाद की जय,
जय
महाराज की जय, भाई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि
Very
ओम